operating room may look a little bit different from the prior photo. We have new technologies, but the tenor in the room remains the same. These are difficult operations which require extreme focus, attention to detail. One must command the room. A cardiac surgery operating room with Asad Shah in it, however, is fundamentally different. The reason the room is different is because it sounds like this. For those of you who don't know, Asad Shah's obsession with teenage girl pop music infiltrated our cardiac surgery operating rooms, and as I've told friends and family, Duke is probably one of the top 10 centers for heart surgery on the planet Earth, and if you were to come here for a heart operation, there is probably a 50% chance that Taylor Swift, Kesha, and possibly even Britney Spears will be playing one of the festivals. And that is partially due to Asad Shah and his influence on the program, and his partners in crime, including Lonnie Donishman, Jeff Gasa, and others. I've learned a number of important lessons from Asad. One lesson is lessons in shameless self-promotion. I've enjoyed going to several meetings with Asad. He always has a knack for finding the most important person in the room and giving a nice picture. Or at one conference, he found a seasoned pediatric surgeon attending and forced him to watch a video of Taylor Swift on his cell phone. Memorable. Another lesson that Asad has really taught me is always putting the family first. And this is something that I've really, think that I could learn something from Asad, and have really reflected on maybe I should be doing more with my family in response to seeing Asad and his time with Julie and Kagan. And so this picture, I think, displays that. It's a very lovely picture, and I was, looking at this picture and reflecting upon it, and I was very touched. And then, as I examined it further, I noticed there was a timestamp on it. The timestamp was April 16, 2014, 10 in the morning. And so I got out my calendar and I said April 16th, and this is a Wednesday. At 10 in the morning, and Asad was not on vacation. I think he was on a blue service, maybe Dr. Patrick's service, and it was 10 in the morning. And so his child looks a little distressed here, and maybe it's that he's wearing a lobster suit and being put in a boiling pot of water. I think the child is maybe asking the same question that we're all asking. Why is Asad home at 10 a.m. on Wednesday? Which brings me to my next point. Asad Shah is the master of efficiency. When I was an intern, I would sometimes be struggling to get my work done. I would be there till 7 or 8 at night and finish things up. And Asad was always walking out at 6:01, putting his heels. And I said, man, how do you get out of here so fast? And I got these discharge summaries, and it bogged me down. It took forever. And he said, discharge summaries? You understand, like, discharge summaries? Yeah, discharge summaries they have to be done. They don't have to be done well. So Asad has had a fundamental talent for identifying what's important, what's not, focusing on the things that are important, and not spending too much time on the things that are not. And that's something I've tried to learn from him. And so I followed Asad around, and this is very typical. Here's a given day, it's 5:58 p.m. Asad's working hard, taking care of patients, doing a good job. But if you try to catch him at 6:01, you are more than likely to find him doing this. Out of there. The other thing about Asad is he has had a general passion and love for general surgery, which is very remarkable for someone who's cardiac bound. A lot of people interested in cardiac surgery kind of blow off the general surgery. Asad has been completely different. He's shown a complete desire and dedication to the care of the general surgery patient. Here he is giving a case with Dr. Pappas. This was a couple weeks ago. Dr. Pappas was cleverly standing behind me and refused to be documented in this photo. But you can see Asad has won the trust of his junior residents. Here's Barfield, thinking Asad is the man. Christie's there, Asad is the man. And Asad is thinking, oh, actually I got Asad confused with somebody else. He hates general surgery. Gutted through it very painfully. Here's a picture from the same operation. Asad's doing some complex ventral hernia repair. I think he's about to throw up in his mouth. And so due to Asad, somehow getting through his general surgery time, the residents actually came up with an award for it, which I think is very telling. We have awarded Asad the Golden Ostomy. In recognition of his care of general surgery patients, and have actually asked that the hospital actually make a change, and from here on out, the ostomy appliance will forever be known as the shot device. Asad, if you walk up on stage, I have one last memento for you. Ow. Thank you guys, that was pretty good. You forgot Justin Bieber. So I've learned a lot through the years here. I've enjoyed my time more than Nick or Ryan may say. But I've noticed when I look back that a lot of things have changed since when I first started here. When I first started here as an intern, life was pretty good. This is my car, 2008 Porsche Cayman, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. This was my drink of choice, mixed with a little something extra. And my nights were often spent out in Raleigh partying with my friend Cash. And when I had some free time, I would read a little bit of this. In the middle, things changed a little bit. I spent some time in the lab, fortunate enough to marry this girl. But unfortunately, she forced me to change my car to this, a more family-friendly SUV. But we still did have time to party with Dr. Jacobs at the ASC in California. Now, towards the end, things have changed even more. Unfortunately, now I was forced to downgrade to this, my Toyota Corolla. My reading has changed a little bit, but very fortunately, I was lucky to have this little guy, Mr. Kitty. And now my weekend nights consist of changing these. But there are a few things I did learn along the way. So number 6. The blue button is coag, and the yellow button is cut. And I'd like to thank Dr. Carey for Number 5. In times of distress, attendings have various coping mechanisms. For example, placing lap pads in the abdomen when there's no blood. Dr. Blazer.